Hello, today at DigiWiz we are going to create the Crossfire game. So I want you to take out all your parts and organise them nice and neatly in front of you, including your screwdriver, your batteries and the scissors. The first thing I want you to do is to cut the heat syringe tube into different parts, so around 2 to 3 centimeters. Just cut 2 of those parts. And next what I want you to do is I want you to connect the sheep eye bolt onto the plastic rod. So you're going to have to screw this in. It takes a bit of time, so just a bit of pressure and a bit of rotating. We're going to take the blue wire lead and we're going to peel off the ends of the wire. And we're going to connect the blue wire onto the sheep eye bolt. So I want you to tie a good connection there. Wrap it round best you can and take your time. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to thread the sheep eye bolt and the heat syringe tube onto the aluminium lead. So apply those 3 parts onto the aluminium lead, and then after that we're going to thread the aluminium lead into the utmost hole on the top of the right angle rod. So the top hole there on the green right angle rod, place that through, leave enough wire so we can wrap this round the screw that's going to be applied. You're going to screw in the screw, which is 7mm cap screw, about 5 holes down. Screw it in a small bit, then wrap the wire around and then screw again once you have it fixed. Once that is done, we're going to apply it to the next right angle, apply the opposite end of the aluminium wire, attach to the other green right angle. Again the same process, but this time we're going to add the fixed buckle wire with the screw. So 5 holes down, apply the fixed buckle wire and wrap the aluminium wire around those. Once those are fixed, you can screw them tightly again to keep it fixed. Now we're going to connect the 75mm connector rods onto the green right angle bases. So inside there you're going to use the 4mm screws, so from 2 holes in at the opposite side you can screw the 4mm screws in, just 2 at each side. So now I am peeling back some wires. I just want to get a bit more wire with my red buckle lead. So I'm just trimming that. I'm being very precise here, as I don't want to cut the wire itself inside the plastic, but I just want to cut the plastic so it'll leave me with more wire to wrap around the LED. You can do this by using a nail clippers or a knife just to slightly cut the plastic. Once you have it done, you're going to attach the red buckle lead onto the LED. So I want you to attach this to the long pin of the LED, the longest leg. Once this is done, we're going to connect the black lead to the short pin of the LED. So wrap that round the best you can. Now once that's connected, I'm going to connect the LED onto the lead terminal. So what you have to do is press down on the top of the terminal to allow the LED to go into both holes. Now I'm going to attach the black buzzer into the terminal again. Now you want the long leg here facing up with the long leg of the LED. So again, just press down on the terminal to apply that. And you have a 10mm screw which can go into the center of the terminal, which we will use later on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect the pink base onto the bottom of the right angles. So we're going to connect these to the connector rods. So 4mm screws, we're going to use 4 of them, 2 at each side, and we're going to screw them in at the ends of the rods. So take your time, and once you get them fixed, we can move on to the next stage. Once that's done, we're going to screw in the terminal onto the center of the base using 10mm screw. Now there are 2 loose leads left and we must connect those. So I want you to get the black heat syringe tube and connect that onto one wire. So I'm putting it on here onto the red wire from the battery box. Now I'm going to get the blue lead and I'm going to wrap that round the red lead. So I'm going to tie them together as best I can. And then we can place the black tube onto the connection. We're going to screw in the battery box with 2 4mm screws into the center of the pink base. Once your batteries are in, we're going to test the rod. If we touch the rod off the aluminium wire, the LED light should go off, and that is the quick fire game working. Just make sure your black heat syringe tubes at the top of the wire are pushed to the end, and they will act as stoppers and resting places for the rod. So we can bend the wires any way we want, so you can play around with that, and once you're happy with the angle of that, you can play the game. Well done for creating the crossfire game.